Morning, everybody. I did this off camera, but I wanted to share my June project life process with you. I actually took more pictures in June than I usually would. So I project life by the month, not by the week, mostly because I don't have a lot of supplies and I don't have the room to store more albums than I absolutely need right now. And I was finding that I wasn't taking enough pictures to fill an entire week. So I thought this was a better way to approach it. And then, sure enough, last year, Ali Edwards basically said it's project by the month. So I'm not going to go through each of these, but what I thought I would do is do a single pocket with you and kind of show you how I went through and I picked some of the cards. And I'm hoping to fill this side just with some random pictures of coffee mugs. If any of you know me, you know I'm a little obsessed with coffee. So I thought, why not make a whole 9 by 12 spread with some of my favorite mugs in it, because I live such a interesting life these days. So yeah, I'm going to go through and assemble these. I've already selected some of the cards, so I won't bore you with that, because that honestly ends up being the thing that takes the most time for me. Even though I don't have a lot of supplies, I find that I tend to overthink things. So I thought I would maybe grab some just random stuff. I've been trying to use up paper scraps and just, handmade embellishments and just some stuff, really, because it's been sitting in my stash for far too long. So these are just some paper scraps, so we'll pull those out. Some puffy stickers. I love these cases. These are awesome. They're so good for just kind of keeping things categorized. And then I thought I'd bring up some labels. So right now that's 3 things. I thought maybe I'd do a grab 5 a la Inky Quill, who is one of my favorite YouTubers. And yeah, so what have we got? We've got labels, a couple of scraps, some puffy stickers. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a couple of other things. Okay, so I'm back. So my 5 things I want to try to use: labels, scraps, some random washi tape samples. I grabbed this one because these 3 pictures on the bottom, as you can see, are kind of school related, and I don't really know when else I would use these. So some washi. I already showed you the puffy stickers, and I've been trying to use more of my stamp collection in my project life, and so I grabbed these 2. I thought these would be really fun because I could do some stamping of words in these little circles and then punch them out. So we'll see how we go. And the last thing I think I'm going to grab is an ink pad. All right. So from here on in, I'm going to see if I can fast forward you, and let's see how long it takes me to do this. Okay, so for the first couple of minutes, you're going to watch me trying to pull all the little pockets out of the cards, or the pockets rather, and I'm fighting with it because it's the B side of the page protector, which means that all of the holes, except the ones on the 3 on the top, all of the holes to access the cards are on the bottom of the sheet protector. So it's very aggravating. So you get to watch me fight with them and fuss and just generally get annoyed. So what am I doing here? Pulling all the cards out. organizing them kind of the way they were laid out in the pockets, and just starting to stick some of the photos down. I really like the top row of this particular pocket because all three of those pictures are Happy Mail that I got from one of my friends, Jenny, from our little Facebook group. Hi, Jenny, if you're watching. And those three pictures are all Maggie Holmes type embellishments that Jenny made for me. So those three pictures have like all of the colors that I love. And as I mentioned later on in this video, I have a really hard time when I'm doing Project Life, and the colors are all crazy mixed up. Like you can see there on the middle row on the right hand side, it's a picture of our sheds, and they're very deep red, while the other colors on the page are kind of, you know, pastel-y. And so I don't really know a way around it, but I guess that's Project Life. I really wanted to use this card, but I realized that I only really wanted the title, and the title said "Good Things Come in Small Packages." It was actually a little card that came with one of my Citrus Twist kits back when I used to subscribe to their kits every month. And yeah. Now what I'm doing. Now I'm trying to pick out what washi tape to use. Washi tape is another thing I never think to grab when I'm doing Project Life. I think it's because I'm tending to print most of my pictures at like 2.5 by 3.5, which doesn't leave a whole lot of room for washi tape, I guess. So I need to really make a better effort at that. Maybe it comes down to planning. I don't really know, but yeah. So these are some cut apart labels from a Citrus Twist kit that I got. Still working through all of my Citrus Twist kits that I had from like 2 years ago. I think I subscribed for a whole year. And of course, the Citrus Twist kits, they give you enough supplies to do Project Life, you know, 1 week, 4 weeks in a month. And I wasn't using all of the supplies that way because I'm only doing the, you know, month by month Project Life. So I ended up with a lot of extra cards, at which point I decided I was going to stop subscribing and just try to use what I had. So a lot of what you're seeing that I'm using here is leftover things from those kits. Oh, those three are done, so I'm going to put them back in the sheet protector and get them out of my way. Oh, not quite done. A little labeling. I don't know if any of you feel the same way about your handwriting as I do. I hate my handwriting, and I need to get over it because I can't type everything. Oh, thumbs up, that was done. I can't type everything out. It's just too time consuming, and the whole point of Project Life is to try to simplify and, you know, take some of the, what, kind of finicky stuff out of it, I guess. Pulling out those stamps that I showed you at the beginning of the video. Again, these are Citrus Twist stamps. They've got some really cute little stamps. And if you do subscribe to any of the Project Life subscription kits, they always come with this cute little 2x3 stamp set. And they've got a lot of really good little words and icons. They're very useful. Oh, sorry, holy, I'm yawning. It was an exciting day for me today. I was out kayaking for 3 hours on a beautiful lake near where I live. What am I doing? Just stamping some words. The cool thing about these little stamps is that you don't have to worry about them being straight because you're going to punch out the circle anyway. No big deal. I'm just stamping away here using those two little Citrus Twist stamp kits. and looks like I'm using my 1-inch Fiskars circle punch. I'm just creating some small little embellishments to go along with the pictures, just keeping it really simple. Okay, so here, I'm just showing you my circle punches. So I took that 1-inch circle and I just mounted it on another piece of scrap cardstock there because it was looking a bit too plain. So I'm getting a lot of use out of those circle punches. I used to have the Fiskars ones that, how do you do? I guess they're a squeeze punch. I don't really know how else to describe them, but they've got like 2 arms that come out on either side. And I don't know what I did or if I was too rough or what happened, but I have bent and broken so many of those squeeze punches that I upgraded to the those collapsible type punches, and I find them way more durable. They're also easier to sharpen too. So, and here I'm just cutting out what is that? The backpack. I printed off those 2 teeny little cards, the one that had the backpack and the other one, I can't remember what was on it. Oh, showing you my date stamps. I don't have a 2019 or a 2020 date stamp. That's something I'm going to have to get. But yeah, the little backpack piece I printed out in my Project Life app, and the little kind of square one that has the little stack of books with the apple on top. I also printed that out from the Becky Higgins Project Life app on my phone. Sorry if you can hear my dog again. It's getting hot here, and the dogs are wandering about. I think they're a bit out of sorts tonight, so if you hear fussing and panting and clicking, walking around, it's the 4-legged fur babies. Looks like I was trying to find something to add to the cards there. And I think those are all Citrus Twist leftover stickers. I'm going to pause it because my female dog, okay, no, she's good. I was going to say my female dog just jumped up to join us on the bed here. The little dog is already up here with me. Maybe now they'll settle down and be quiet so I can actually do the voiceover. No such luck. Okay, so the little guy is digging in the comforter. It's hilarious. Okay, I think they're going to be quiet now. Sorry, guys. Life with dogs. So I'm journaling on that label a little bit. I find that journaling on those little labels is way less daunting than doing like a huge amount of journaling on like a big 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. And I don't mind seeing my writing as much in small doses, I guess, but I think something that I would really like to work on this year is maybe practicing some proper hand lettering techniques. I bought this book, oh my gosh, like 2 years ago or something, and it's been sitting in my scrapbook room, and I just haven't really had the kind of inclination to go and grab it. But times like this, when I'm looking back at my writing, I feel like I should probably be practicing. Which is really weird because, I mean, I basically write and print as part of my job every day, being a teacher and all. Maybe that's part of the problem. I don't like the style of writing that I've developed because I have to write for little kids so they can actually read it. I prefer cursive writing to printing, so but cursive writing in that teeny tiny space is actually quite tricky. I can't remember what I'm journaling about on this card, sorry. I keep getting interrupted doing this voiceover, so by the time you see this, this voiceover is taking place partially the day I videoed it and partially in very late July. The struggle is real. One thing hasn't changed. The dogs are still here on the bed with me as I do the voiceover. So again, if you hear noises, it's not me. Where did I go? So I'm digging through, thinking. Tapping fingers always means thinking. Looks like I cut a whole bunch of little butterfly shapes using a punch, I think. And I was cutting up one of the Paige Evans, I can't remember the name of the collection, but it was one of those papers that has like a ton of 2 by 2 inch squares on it, and each square is a totally different pattern. I love papers like that. Wow, do you ever get a lot of mileage out of those when you're making DIY embellishments? More journaling here. I like this card. It's a really cute little card. I like it when you've got different shapes in your journaling cards. Just so you know, not everything looks so blocky. I guess it's something you can't really avoid when you're doing grid layouts for everything, but whatever. Okay, it looks like I'm wrapping this up, so I think I'm going to go back to live. Okay, so I'm all finished. That took probably the better part of 20 minutes or so. I will have sped you up for most of the process, but honestly, I find that picking my cards tends to be the fussiest bit. And especially with Project Life, I'm noticing more and more that I'm gravitating towards pastel colors and white. So that may be something to look at for me moving forward. I printed this out, and I can't remember where I wanted to put it. Maybe I'll put it on this card. And I've also discovered that I really like stamping little things to put on my cards, on my PL cards, but I'm never 100% happy with the way they go. And I don't know if it's just because I want to be able to stamp in other colors and I just don't think to grab my Distress Oxide inks, but I really should work on that. So there, that is my completed last page for June. I love this. Anything Maggie Holmes, right? And this one is a bit eclectic. I think one of the things for me about Project Life is that I'm so used to everything being matchy-matchy in my scrapbooking that I have a really hard time when a page looks this busy, and I'm not really sure how to go about making it unbusy. So if you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. And thanks for watching. I'll be doing another layout, just a single one like this, in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that. As always, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.